What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Inside 11 coming at you back with some insight to goddamn change the alchemy of your mind. You better believe it. Real shit. And right now, man, we talking about loving yourself in a world of people that hate themselves unknowingly, hate themselves and shit, right? Because a lot of the times we may distance ourselves from ourselves depending on the circumstances that you experience at early life. If people around you can't see you for your attributes and characteristics, aka what God has given you as far as your lot, your destiny, your share for you to fulfill, then people may create circumstances for you to distance yourself from yourselves as well, not knowing that that's the case. And a lot of the times, based on a lot of the people in the world being lost in their objectivity, being lost in their left brain and stuff like that, they may look at whatever subjective form you're coming from, because this mind, this form is a collection of many different thoughts, a collection of many different feelings and ideas and stuff like that. And they might look at whatever constellation, whatever sigil that you made, however you connected your chakras, as it doesn't make sense, it might not be profitable and stuff like that. So they may want you to quote unquote be safe. See, this is the problem here, because be safe, safety, security, and stability, third dimensional things. And that could be good if you're trying to go get a job in the world, if you're trying to go work a corporate job and stuff like that. But it's not good or bad, but we have to keep in mind though, see, this takes us into fall and winter, because when you distance yourself so much for yourself, because this is part of the witchcraft that the shadow government play out on a global scale, aka they make you distance yourself from yourself. So they make you go far for their religions, they make you go far to be a pastor and stuff like that. You have to distance yourself from yourself, put off what you really want to say and do for their regime, their authority, their ways of conduct and stuff like that. So for that position, you might have to distance yourself so far away from yourself, and you forgot yourself, and then you might one day be like, damn, I need to go soul searching, because you really actually lost yourself. So a lot of people get stuck in that fall and winter season, right? See, the purpose of that is when we reach fall, we're supposed to just let go of certain things, because our mind is just a collection of thoughts and feelings, aka periodic tables, temperaments and behaviors that come from a certain spectrum, things like that. Now we're in fall and winter, we might want to let go of these things, some of these things, just based on doing the shadow work and understanding certain things is not I don't want to say necessarily not working, but it's certain things that we have to let go to really be in our true space and actually not give a fuck about this third dimensional plane, and really, really be in the seventh, eighth, ninth dimension of vagueness, where we allow things to come to us in so many different ways. So we stay open about the possibilities and shit like that. But see, it's normal in the world to hate yourself. Go in the grocery store right now and look at how many people are angry. Look how many people are pissed off. Look how many people are stressed. Look how many people are worried. See, that's normal in the world. So if at an early childhood you're not necessarily in that space, a lot of people around you might try to put you in that space. Because see, children, they don't come into the world. We have childlike wonder, childlike curiosity. Children have like unconditional love and stuff like that for their parents and things like that. So children don't come with this disposition and stuff like that. Because see, even when you're older, you're supposed to understand how to still be a child, not get lost in the mentality of, oh, I need to be an adult 24/7. We develop this like fuck that face. Life is hard, brother. Praise Jesus. That's retarded, because like you got to know how to be an adult and a child at the same time. These things is the energies we use and stuff like that, right? Children speculate on how things can be done from many different angles. Adults think they need structure, strictness, restrictiveness and stuff like that. And none of these things is good or bad. These are just things that help us construct our life. And a lot of the times, the adults in our life, these things may have actually helped them secure a job. These things may have actually helped them secure a mortgage, which, by the way, mortgage in French just means death penalty and stuff like that. So you're really just paying something to put you in the mortgage, and you're actually still spending time in the shadow government, because they know what they're doing. They're trying to take your focus and your attention off of source, God, your destiny, what you're here to experience as a revelation, and they're trying to take your attention and focus it on their world. Why do you think they have all these narratives about fear, worry, and doubt that they push out and stuff like that because they know how the human psyche receive these things, and they know people are going to be fearful, scared, and that's going to lead people to making certain decisions. Look what happened in COVID, where motherfuckers actually went and bought so much toilet paper. Can't remember for what reason, but that's flunked out. Motherfuckers was the point that people was fighting for toilet paper during COVID. See, that shit's ridiculous. So that I didn't know people operate generally in a mentality of fear, worry, and doubt. What does the Bible tell you to have? Tell you have a what does it tell you? It tells you to have the fruits of love, peace, faith, and these things. See, you're supposed to have faith in yourself. Don't have faith in the external world. Have faith in your own internal abilities and what we can do and stuff like that. So automatically, like myself, for example, I hated myself my whole childhood. My personal reason is there's no good reason to hate yourself. We just make up logical reasons to be in that mind and stuff like that. But you got to learn to deal with that and stuff like that, right? So for me, for example, when I grew up, my family circumstance was everybody was very opposite. When my chart was kind of opposite in attributes and characteristics, so people looked at what I'm doing as it doesn't make sense. It's different and stuff like that. So they saw that as unsafe. So it's like, okay, we need to reprogram this kid, right? Unknowingly kind of made me hate myself, right? But see, I learned to love myself again just based on my environment having a lack of understanding for who I really am and things like that, right? Because people don't really support the unknown. See, humans fear the unknown just based on the human psyche and the human condition and stuff like that, right? But see, you got to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to come warm again. Really bring your heart back to you. Because a lot of people heart chakra sometimes really just be in fall and winter and shit like that. They don't know how to bring the sun back and warm their heart, melt the ice. Sure, there's gonna be situations where you're gonna have to be cold hearted, but you're gonna also learn how to be warm hearted. Because see, we're supposed to, as the seasons, your actions are supposed to be one with the seasons, like Nas said. So there's certain times for everything, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I never tell people get rid of your demons. No, tame and maintain your demons, drain the motherfuckers. But when you need the motherfuckers, when you gotta fight fire with fire, you pull that shit out. Real shit. So it comes off as very hard to love yourself because everyone is so separate and distant from themselves, as I've explained earlier, because that's seen as the safe and right thing to do. While the shadow government, they running around like children. Ha ha ha, let's go bomb this place. Ha ha ha, let's go cause this event. Ha ha ha. It just be like children. And at this point, they don't even be like responsible children and stuff like that. But see, just based on them having certain understandings, they can still run the world because ain't no human gonna step up to that. And ain't no human gonna come in and create a new order. And if you do, they're just gonna like JFK your ass anyways, unless you're that deep in the subconscious and you understand what you're doing, because you can make them way scared of you than you really be scared of them and shit like that. So loving yourself in times like these is gonna be very difficult because everybody's gonna, and a lot of people have this like fake love for themselves. Or like, yeah, happy new year, bro. Or if you go to the church, everybody loves Jesus, everybody hug each other. If you go to the mosque, everybody get together. But when everybody get together, they get together for something outside of themselves. Nobody celebrate anything inside of themselves. Oh, it's New Year's, guys. Oh, let's get together. Let's party, let's celebrate. It's time to be happy. But see, these are things that the shadow government create for us to participate in. See, we're still participating in the calendar. We're still participating in the world unknowingly. But see, all these things distance us from ourselves and shit like that. Whereas like you only get one time of the year where you celebrate yourself, which is just like really like your birthday and stuff like that. Like you could celebrate yourself every single day and shit like that, just by honoring your thoughts and feelings, really being genuine and authentic with yourself, really just being your true self and stuff like that. Because you distancing yourself from yourself is gonna make you spend time with people, places, and do things that ain't even got nothing to do with you, but just based on the way the world was built, we think these things is the right thing to do. Like going to the mosque and praying 5 times a day if you're a Muslim, that shit ain't gonna help you. Going to the church every Sunday, that shit's gonna help you. Just going to there and you catering to the pastor's ego. The pastor is there like, I feel good. Them Negroes, them people, they listen today. I'm a good pastor. I'm a good pastor. That's what the pastor of the church be doing because he's in this animalistic nature too. Pastors be like, let's take the city in the name of Jesus. Man, they be doing these things for everything outside of them. They don't be doing nothing for the people in front of them or the people or the shit, or they internal cells and stuff like that. Because your cells, your organs, man, they miss you. They miss the observer. They miss the spirit of God and stuff like that. So you're supposed to flow in there and tell them, man, I love myself. I appreciate my cast and stuff like that. Because a lot of times we shut down these certain parts of ourselves just based on going through certain experiences. And we think this is what we need to do to live in the world. But see, this is survival shit. You're not supposed to be doing no surviving. You're supposed to be doing some thrival. You're supposed to be thriving in life. See, when you're not thriving, when you're not in abundance internally, it's like then because it's like you got a perception of survival. You get a perception that is empowered by fear. It's like I said earlier, man, we just distancing ourselves from ourselves, and we got to learn to bring ourselves back to ourselves. See, this whole world is an illusion. Thoughts and feelings is an illusion. A lot of people be in thoughts and feelings that don't serve them. That's an illusion. That really you gotta change. A thought and feeling is just like a light bulb. But see, sometimes we get so attached to that light bulb, we're like, oh no, we don't want to change that consciousness. We don't want to change our awareness until life show you, see, you gotta change. Because chances are you might have missed a point in life where later on in life you realize like, damn, you know what? I missed that point. See, I was supposed to do that in life, but see, I let fear, worry, and doubt and anxiety and what everyone else around my environment does based on it being the safe thing to do, like getting a job and all these things. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a job. Get a job to support your dreams, goals, and aspirations, and what your spirit really is here to experience, because your spirit is yearning for an experience. There's something that you're here for to fulfill yourself, just based on being stuck in a certain part of the monad and falling from that angle, because we all look at things from different perceptions. So we all really got to learn to honestly, genuinely, and authentically love ourselves. Not to the point that you get lost in yourself, just to the point that you actually have this healthy perception of yourself that allows you to navigate in the world in a healthy way where you have strong boundaries, but you still have an open heart. Because, see, a lot of times when we're children, we have an open heart, but see, that heart get cold hearted just via people around us that don't have a warm heart, cannot put themselves in our shoes, so they gotta take abuse, take advantage, and stuff like that. And a lot of the times, I said they don't be knowing it. They just be think this is the template of the world, and this is what you gotta do to actually survive in the world. But see, they don't understand that you're actually fucking yourself and you're shooting yourself, and you're just not practicing like godly's virtues and principles. You're staying in one part of the monad, you're staying in one part of the cycle too far, and then eventually life is going to show you in some circumstances like, damn, see, because there's no way you'd be doing certain things that there's no way you'd be doing certain things if you actually love yourself. Like there's no way. This it doesn't make sense. Like you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. We have to love ourselves, because if we don't love ourselves, we cannot demonstrate that energy to anyone else. Because if someone else don't love themselves, they're not gonna be able to love you. If you don't love yourself, you're not gonna be able to love anyone else. Real shit. So all we could do really is just become more aware of ourselves and start to actually do the real shadow work and start to let go of the things that don't serve. Because right now it's fall and winter. Fall, you were supposed to let go of the things that don't serve you. Winter, you're supposed to just let these things die off and stuff like that. Actually start to build the structure, build the association and stuff like that, heading towards that direction. Because again, would it be in spring and summer where we're going to give birth to things again and upholding things again and stuff like that? Like the sun being in Leo, it's at its highest exalted point. So it's like a upholding a light and shit like that. But make sure you gotta let go of that light so you can remodify that light and then bring it around in a better way or shit like that for whatever your relative position is and whatever circumstance that you're experiencing. But yeah, man, it's real normal to hate yourself in a world like this because everybody hate themselves. So it's normal to hate yourself. At least it's perceived that it's normal to hate yourself. If you love yourself, you're gonna be a very warm motherfucker. And a lot of people is gonna want to talk to you because behind closed doors, they hate themselves and they're learning to love themselves. But see, it's just difficult because you're telling, because man, like people come from so many different backgrounds. Some people have been told in their life, they're not wanted, they're garbage, man, their smile is ugly, man, all mannerisms, all types of stuff, all that stuff is stuck inside of some people. So all that's or internalizing all these things, man, it's gonna stop your spirit from flowing. It's gonna stop some of your chakras from spinning and stuff like that. So you just removing these things, it's gonna be like taking a needle out of your heart. You're gonna feel that bleed. You're gonna think that needle is supposed to be there. Because yeah, that needle, that knife that's in you right now, it's stopping certain fluids from flowing. Oh, if you take that out, all them emotions, all these things you experienced from you as a kid or whatever, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back out. But see, you're supposed to let these fluids go, because just like how you change a car engine oil, you're supposed to let that oil, the old oil out and replace it with something new. Because the observer, we create these fluids. We create a vision, a fire where we see ourselves. We create the emotion behind that. We anchor that shit down to existence. And then we just create the air, the logic around that, how we think after anchoring that emotion and that vision in. And then we come to how we practicalize these conclusions in our external environment and stuff like that. So this is much more harder than said, because like I said, this is what I had to do. I didn't read this shit from no book, so I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So I sincerely ask that everybody loves themselves no matter what, and be authentic no matter how people react to you, no matter how people feel about it, because it really ain't got nothing to do with other people. It's really only got something to do with you. But see, when you do the things that assist you in moving forward rather than doing the things that don't assist you in moving forward, it's like spiritually you're gonna get lighter. Externally, things may appear, you may appear to be different, separate, but really it's like you creating something new in the world that hasn't even come into existence yet. So based on the human psyche, people being afraid of the unknown, you might get scared of that because there's only you in your environment, and you only doing that in a world of a bunch of people that are doing a bunch of retarded demonic survival based shit, right? You might feel like you're not supposed to do that, but see, if you're strong enough and you do it, you have no idea how many people you're gonna inspire. You have no idea what you're getting ready to reap, and so on, shit like that, because you're gonna get some type of benefits from it. It's gonna start with attention. People's gonna pay more attention to you because you got different characters, different aspects, different characteristics, and stuff like that. You're like, damn, how did that person develop that character? What steps did that person go through? And it's like you're gonna be respected, you're gonna be appreciated, you're gonna be valued in ways you don't understand. Just like Jesus and Muhammad and them niggas had charismatic gifts and they influenced their environment, but they became nothing like their environment first. So just like them, just like any great person, Henry Ford, Winston Churchill, I don't want to call these niggas great, but just like any people that you know in history that influenced events to go a certain way according to their consciousness, they did things differently. And there was loved, valued, appreciated, and shit. Sometimes even feared and stuff like that. So don't be afraid to be yourself. That shit is the greatest shit in existence. Real fucking shit.